And welcome to Stockholm. That's the latest port of call for the FEI Driving World Cup Series here in Stockholm at the fabulous Friends Arena in the heart of the Swedish capital, set for the qualifying round, leg 4 of 8. It's been a fascinating series, dominated by Boyd Exel as he continues his fabulous 2022, which saw him, of course, win the individual gold at the World Outdoor Driving Championships in Pretoni, and he's got off to a fabulous start at this year's Indoor Championship as well, as we try on the road to Bordeaux with 3 wins, 2 though counting, but here he is in Stockholm again. Great to be back in the Swedish capital, and we're getting ready for the 6 teams to come forward in front of an enthusiastic and expectant crowd in the Swedish capital. And it's been a fabulous night actually for Swedish equestrian fans, because they had the chance to acknowledge the show jumping champions who were brilliant. Of course, Henrik von Eckermann and their team members that were so brilliant in Herning in Denmark in August. So a real treat for the Swedish equestrian fans. Here is our start list tonight, starting with the Swedish competitor and the experienced Fredrik Persson. Great to see him back in here, but he is a wild card tonight. Glenn Gertz, the talented young Belgian, Ijsbrand Chardon, amongst our competitors. Of course, we also have Mikael Broekele, who was brilliant on the marathon in the World Championships, Boyd Exel, and Dries de Griek. So a very exciting and experienced team. Here we go with Johan Jacobs, the very experienced course designer. It's an interesting looking course when you look at it on the ground, but how will it play out there? You can see the speed box in your shot in front of you, but there it is, these couple of triangles for the obstacles for the teams to negotiate. Got a bridge as well, and that marvelous LED screen that dominates the backdrop of this Friends Arena, which is a multi-purpose stadium that not only holds football but is a covered arena. And if you like your music, next summer can go and see Depeche Mode and Ozzy Osbourne. So it basically has a multi-faceted element to it, but obviously the crowd tonight, with the enthusiastic Swedish equestrian crowd on hand to enjoy this qualifying session. 2 rounds, all 6 teams will go twice. Those are the all-important balls that you need to keep in place. And of course, many people call this Black Friday around the world, but Christmas is just around the corner. This being the 25th of November. We know we've just got a little over a month before the big day for Christmas, but there is the picture of the LED screen with the backdrop of Sweden highlighted on it. But it will be an intriguing competition. Will Boyd Exel set the tone? The way he sort of plays these things, bringing all his experience to the fore and just making sure the last-minute preparations are in place here, and make sure that the ground is ready and set fair for tonight's competition in Stockholm. It is approaching 10 o'clock in Sweden for this competition, but wherever you are joining us here, it should be a really entertaining evening here in Stockholm with some of these combinations. Love watching the 2 Belgians, Dries de Griek and Glenn Gertz. Ijsbrand Chardon is nothing if not always competitive. As you know, Boyd Exel is. A Mikael Broekele, well, he's sort of finding his feet potentially at indoor, but now we're off and ready, and given a very big hand by the crowd here. It was always quite difficult for him in the took some time out during the pandemic, but back he was in Pretoni. He finished 15th individually, and a pretty good dressage. A solid performance, but Fredrik Persson at 49 years of age finished second here actually in the World Cup qualifiers, a wild card in 2017. So it would be a great delight if he can get off to a good start. Obviously, when you're not competing week in, week out on the indoor circuit, it is always hard to get your team of four primed and ready to go. But let's see how he gets on at setting the tone. He's heading towards the start, up at the top of the arena, going through the first obstacle. He's gone through and he's on his way now. Then he cuts back to 2. Keeps everything going there. Then to 3. 4's heading towards that LED screen. Now he comes into the first of the obstacles, and this triangle through the A. There are 2 options through A, and he can come back again through the A on the other side to head to B. Comes round again through A to find the C, and then he's going to, this is C. Now back to D. Now he's going to come back and make a left-hand turn to get through E here. Which he does now. He's going to have to loop round to come through F, and you can see there, you've got to keep the red on your right-hand side, and that's what he does. Now he can accelerate out of this, just weaving there. Now he's out. Now he's going to go over the bridge here, so he can give a little of acceleration, but pretty smooth through there. But he's had 1 ball down, presumably through 6. Didn't see which part he had down. He's had another one down there. Must have been through 7. Now 8 and 9. Got to keep 8 to add. Now he's heading through 10. Now 10A. That's the A part. Get through there to get to B. Which way is he going to go from B to get to C? He's going to loop round here to C. Now this is D here. That's fine. He's going to come back now. He's going to make a sharp turn to get round to E. Just gone a little wide there, so there's going to be time loss there. Didn't quite find the precision to get back to E on as quick as he would like. Now F, the final part. And there's F. Now he can cut back through the obstacle again and head back over 11. So he's had 12 seconds to add now with those 3 balls down. Through 12, stays intact now into the speed box. Coming through the right-hand side, quickly round. Can he, just avoids having another one down, and that's it. Now he heads to the finish. And Fredrik Persson is going to finish on a time of 1:97.87, I think it was. We'll just wait for confirmation. Puff of the cheeks there from the 49-year-old Swede. You can 12 to add, and 1:97.97 for the Swedish driver. Knows he just made 1 or 2 mistakes, but it's always hard when you're coming in, I'm not saying cold, but when you're up against competitors who do this on a regular basis. But clearly a vastly experienced competitor. He's achieved a lot for his sport. And now into the arena comes the Belgian driver Glenn Geerts, who finished 6th individually as his Belgian team went on to finish with team bronze in Prutoni. And was a bronze medalist in Budapest at the Europeans prior to that. So how can Glenn Geerts get on here? I just feel he probably, so far, he's competed in a couple, 3rd and a 4th place so far for the Belgian. 4th as a wild card in Maastricht, 3rd in Stuttgart, so he's getting his eye in. already you can see his 4 horses working a little bit quicker than Frederick Pearson's. So now going through 5. Back through C. Now he's going That was good. So good. Oh, just had to check going over the bridge for 6. Just got the angle slightly wrong, but he's recovered quickly. Through 7, and he remains clear. So this is a good start from the Belgian. Third in Leipzig in the final. Earlier this year in the final of the driving. Now coming through 10, goes through A. Back now, quick right-hand turn to get through B. And he's going to loop back to C, which is where he's going through now. He's got to go there in a quick, sharp right-hand turn to get to D. Team working hard here. Oh, gets in a bit of a pickle there. So he's going to lose time there. He won't be pleased with that at all, coming out of the D part to get round to E. And now he's out. So he's going to be pretty quick in terms of time. So it's going to not, when you get in comparison to Frederick Pearson's overthrough, he's clear, despite that little blip coming through 10 where he had to check. Oh, but he's recovered again well. So this is a lively start from Glenn Gertz. He knows he can improve because that is pretty quick. That is very good from Glenn Gertz. 1:53.89. Knows where he lost a bit of time going in that 10 obstacle. But for Glenn, pretty good. He remained clear despite that having to check coming through from the D to get round to the E. That's where the mistake came, so I'm sure he'll look to rectify that in the second round. But at 1:53.89, he'll be pretty pleased with that. So, next to go, well, the ever-popular Dutchman, as enthusiastic and as competitive as ever. It is IJsbrand Chardon coming into the arena. So, what can he do? He's had a couple of performances so far in the indoor season, a couple of second places, playing second fiddle to his great rival Boyd Excel. But here he goes, and I'm sure he'll want to put on a show for the Stockholm crowd. Hasn't been there for some time in Stockholm, so let's see if he can give them something to enjoy as he goes through 3. Heads to 4. Now into 5. Through A. Back round. Here's the nap. That's B. Now looking to come through C. Quick left. Now back to D. This is the D gate. There we go. D. This is pretty smooth. Now round to E. Got to make one loop back now to F. There's F. Now he can come out, and now he can accelerate to 6 over the bridge. Oh, lost a bit. Oh, and he's going to have something added there. That's the second. We saw Glenn Gertz have a little wobble there. There's confirmation. You could see the cone being hit. And a couple down, so you'll be annoyed by that. 8 and 9, now into 10. That's A. This is B. Back round now to C. Got to come round here and you can see there is C. Now D, this is where Glenn Gertz had a problem. Didn't quite get the loop back as he would like, but he's fine. And now he can make a quick turn through E. Now through F. And now he can accelerate. So despite 8 time fulls to be added with those 2 cones down, all looking very good. Although he's got to make sure he's quickly through the speed box. He won't be as quick as Glenn Gertz when you add the time, but it's not bad. Oh, that speed box is costly. So it's got a bit scrappy towards the end there for Icebrand. With the 16. Started well, but really unraveled from 6 onwards, and so his time with those 16, 169.76. Well, he was a little quicker, if you take the 16 off, than Glenn Gertz, but maybe that speed cost him a little bit of accuracy. But it shows that actually Glenn Gertz, even with that blip in 10, was fairly sharp. You never get anything other than an absolutely wholehearted commitment from the 61-year-old Dutchman. And there you can see just how that commitment is total. So next into the Friends Arena comes the 32-year-old German, Mikko Bruckler. Competed at Maastricht earlier in the indoor, finished 6th, but then was in Stuttgart as a wild card as 4th. But I have to say, when he was in Pretoni in the marathon, he was just electrifyingly brilliant. So what can he do here in the indoor arena of Stockholm? The time to beat that of Glenn Gertz at 1:53.89. Through B. Turn around through C, keeping it all intact here. That's through D. You can go back through and again once you've gone through it, hence the reason why they go through that C bit twice. Now he's out and he's off now, and he's got the angle right across the bridge, but he's costly. He's got 4 to add. Down the side in front of the big LED screen. Now into 10. That's A. Good through C now. This twitty little real figure of 8 that they've got to do here. Keeping the control. So that they can get round there to F. Coming round to get to F, a little check up there. Maybe a little slower than some of the others, yes, and the horse is just a little bit disconnected. Not bad, but he's going to be on 169 and puts him in third so far. 169.32, 4 having been added. There's the 10 obstacle that just saw him lose a few little bits of momentum. Just got a little bit scrappy through there. But I have to say, in Pretoni, it was a master class in marathon driving from the 32-year-old German. Well, next up, a man who needs little or no introduction when it comes to driving, indoor or outdoor. And it is the big man on campus, Boyd Excel, 50 years of age now. Competed in 3 competitions so far, 2 counting, and he's won both of those, winning in Maastricht and Stuttgart. Did win in Lyon as a wild card, so those points don't count. But his team, I'm sure, will want to be once again putting on a show for the Stockholm crowd. You can hear their level of anticipation amongst the crowd as well. A. Back through C, that's all good. D is going to come back on himself, turning left round to E. And this is very effective as usual. Now, out. Takes a more cautious route out just to make sure he can get the angle right across the bridge. So he's had one down going across the bridge. Whoops, ooh, just got into a mess there, not his best. That'll annoy him. And just the lead horses just didn't quite react as he would have hoped. So that's going to be costly. And Gert sitting out in front at the moment. He's going to have to shift here to make sure that he is ahead of Glenn Gertz over the bridge. And with 4 to add, still good. Now that is sharp, that is impressive. Oh wow. Now, given that he probably lost 3 or 4 seconds going through 10, and the 4, he knows that wasn't bad, but clearly he'll be expecting better next time round. But Glenn Gertz also had problem in 10. There's Emma and Glenn and Boyd having a little discussion. So with the 4, but it was still quick, but not the quickest time. Glenn Gertz was clear with his score. But now last of the 6 competitors, another of the young Danes, Fredrik Persson there looking on. Boyd just, typical Boyd, he's never happy. This man likes to go sharp, the 27-year-old Dries de Greek, 11th in Pretoni. He's competed in 1 indoor so far, when he was finished 4th in Lyon. So looking for a good World Cup. Of course, tomorrow night is the actual World Cup event. This is the qualifier, works out the order. Looks like he's had one down. He flicked that first part down. They won't be happy with that because missing one at the down now already, so a little frenetic at this early stages. E. He's going to come back on himself for pulling away at the reins to go through F, and now back across 6. Good line into 6. Can he stay clear over the bridge? Well, getting a little bit costly. Now into 10, which is catching even the great Boyd XL out. Let's see. This is the difficult D, sharply back, looping this little figure of 8 they're trying to work around here. And you can see just how tough it is. Now he's going to have to loop back round again to get to E. Now to F. Here we go. Just too many mistakes around the course for Dries de Greek. 16 to add. And he remained clear from here on in through the speed box. The balls remain intact in matter that he covered the side of the speed box. And so Dries de Greek completes the 6. 16 to add. Not his best. I think he knows he will be expecting to improve as he finishes on a score of 174.60 and is in 5th spot. After the first round here in Stockholm. Just seeing, just couldn't quite get into a rhythm early on, so that's why there were a few mistakes. But here's the leading order. Glenn Gertz, despite a problem in 10, still was quickest. Boyd with 4, that's why he's in 2nd. Glenn Gertz 153.89. Mikkel Broekele, again, a few mistakes there. Ijsbrand Chardon, a bit scrappy. Dries de Greek and Fredrik Persson. That's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But Glenn Gertz keeping it clear. He only wants to go clear, and that's why he sits atop of the leaderboard after round one here in Stockholm. So we'll get ready for this second round. We'll start in a few minutes' time. But clearly, they'll be looking to him for 10. The obstacle at 10 was clearly a bit of a bogey for some of those competitors. And they'll be looking to make sure that second time round, they will have just learned how to deal with it as they go round. But Glenn Gertz, the Belgian, is the leader after round one. So, welcome back. Here we go again for round 2 of this qualifier for the FEI World Cup here in Stockholm. Crowd pumped up on a Friday night in Stockholm. Their enthusiasm is definitely there for all to hear. And they're ready to enjoy round 2 here. And it's home favourite Fredrik Persson, vastly experienced, been competing for a long time, but as I mentioned in the first round, it's never going to be easy, but he'll be looking to improve on what he set first time round. There's 1 or 2 mistakes. It was steady and cautious, but will he want to let the handbrake off a bit this second time round? So you can see there, we're adding to the time here. Already with 1 down, which will be annoying. Looks to be going a little quicker. Couple down already, so maybe a little quicker, but sadly just coming back through E is the 49-year-old Swede. Now will turn right-handed to F, and then he can gallop to 6. Music cranks up to send him over the bridge. Mistake in the 5 obstacle. All down. Through 7. C. In the drive off, they don't do the couple of balls going flying there in the speed box. The C and the D parts missing out of both 5 and 10 there. You saw the slight change. But for Fredrik Persson, well, acknowledging the cheers of the crowd, his final score 3 with 16 penalties there and 340, 62-20, his final total for the Swedish competitor. Just to confirm that part C in number 5 is no longer, you don't go through that anymore, and then part D, so it makes it slightly different. You go then from C round to E, so it cuts out that figure 8 that was causing a few problems in the first round. So it's going to make it a little different examination in this second round here. So Fredrik Persson's night is done. For Dries de Griet, starting on 174.60. 4th in Lyon, 16 penalties he had added after the first round. So, as they get ready, music cranks up to send the Belgian on his way. The 27-year-old. Here we go. Through the start and finish. So, he was scrappy in the first one, just made 1 or 2 mistakes. I'm sure he'll be looking to improve the accuracy. Such a talented young driver. Won plenty of medals on behalf of his country, team medals. Like going through, remember, no C part in this one. So they go from B round to D, that's the D, back to E. And they've got to come round again here to get through F, and then that's when they can start galloping away, and here we go. Four to add so far for the Belgian. Up the side of the arena through 8 and 9. So here we go through here. It's A, B, C. A first. Coming round through B. This stays as before. That's B. Now he's going to come through C. There's no D here. That's why he will come round and then immediately make a right-hand turn to come round through E, which he manages to, although a little bit scrappy. Yes, and ball is down there. That's through F, and away he gallops. Well inside Frederick Pearson's time. Stays clear through the speed box round. Better second time round for the Belgian, and he's going to finish on 3:15.36. And his final total, we'll just get confirmation with the 8 being added, 3:23.36 is his final tally. With those 8 to be added. Better from Glenn Gertz. Again, you're coming to the arena. Obviously, the big one is tomorrow night, but you get the horses tuned to the arena, the atmosphere, and the course they're going to have to negotiate. So, next in will be Icebrand Chardon. It was starting on 169.76. He was quick, but 16 were added. So it shows here he was very quick, but then we look at just some of the highlights from Dries de Griek's round. We're just trotting around now, the 61-year-old. He was quick, but the accuracy wasn't quite there. And I'm sure he'll be mighty keen to stamp that out tonight in round 2. Such an entertainer. Wholehearted, exuberant. So off he goes. $3:23.36 to beat tonight's qualifying. Oh, he absolutely makes a hash of that particular car. Now this is very good. He'll be cross that he's had that done, because that was very smooth through 5. Good line through 8 and 9, now coming into 10. Quickly into A. That's E. Like what I'm seeing here. That was very good. Much, much better from Icebrandt Chardon. Over 11, the reverse way over the bridge. Got it a bit wrong in the speed box first time round. Goes through 12, still just with the 1 ball down. You'll be looking for a better performance through the speed box, and he does so. Now this is a very good round from Icebrandt Chardon. We're going to finish on 299.53. Well, it's going to be 303.93, his final tally with those 4 to add. Much, much better. 305.3, I should say, with those 4 to add. Puts him into first spot, comfortably ahead of Dries de Griek. And he knows it was better. An early mistake on 4, I think it was. Yes, it's there. I think he completely got the line wrong into 4. But from there on in, as his daughter barking out the instructions as the navigator, very much a family affair for the Chardons. Now, next in from Germany, it's the turn of Mikkel Brokeler. So what can the 32-year-old German do here? Starting on 169.32. He's already had 1 ball down. Just making one of... Just getting their lines wrong in the early stages. A bit sloppy, I think they probably would describe it, as he goes into 5. B, no C part, rather, no C part in this particular round. And now through F. Charging away now back over through 6, keeping it to just the 1 ball down so far. Now through 7. Stays intact. So through A. B round through C. There's no D here, so what they do is they go there and then make this very sharp turn round, and that's good. Can he keep the... That's very nice. Now through F. So now he can gallop on. 303.53 is the time to beat. May just be a little bit down on that. Oh, I think he's going to have, yep, the ball there flying across the arena. So he's going to finish behind Icebrandt. And he's going to be on as 8 to add. It is 3:12.59, I think is the final tally, with those 8 to add. Yep, there's just confirming into second behind Icebrand. 2 to go now. Not bad, but just a couple of loose mistakes from the German. Puff of the cheeks there as to where those mistakes came. You could see how hard he was having to work, but very much with an eye on tomorrow night. That's where it really matters. Pride at stake, the draw, prize money, but just to get into the rhythm of the arena. Well, Boyd XL, 158.14. You always know that it's a sort of work in progress with the Australian. Keeps it clear through the first. Hugh Scott Barrett as the backstop and Emma Olsen is navigator. Really just a slight hesitation in one of the lead horses just to go left or right, but recovered so instantaneously. And he's keeping it clear. Now into 10. A. Going that way round, rather some of them all chosen to go another way round there, but that was sort of going right coming out of A, rather than many of the others have gone left. F. Oh, this feels very sharp indeed. Staying clear. Keeps it clear. And another exhilarating performance to delight the Stockholm crowd here. Learns from the mistakes, immediately standing up. He knows he's put in a pretty good effort there. 287.48 is his final score. Going clear. Batting his horses. They gave a terrific response. And it's going to require some real magic from Glenn Gertz if he's going to stop Boyd winning tonight's class. But 287.48. Can't really afford to have anything down, but it's just always so predictable, might be the way of describing it. He never wants to leave anything out there and wants to always go one better from the round before, and immediately giving his horses a well-deserved pat. So now we come to the final competitor. Glenn Gertz comes in from Belgium. 153.89 was his score. 287.48 is what he's got to do to beat him. You really feel he needs to go clear. got if he goes with the same confidence of that first round, I think he's got a really good chance here. And remember, although they haven't got that obstacle, he did have a little blip in the 10. So here he goes. That's through B. Now it's going to come round through D now. And he's got a loop back round through E and then he's out. And he stays clear. Still going to have to shift a bit if he's to beat Boyd XL 287.48. There he goes now, he's into it. Can't afford any loss of momentum here. And he isn't at present. And that's, Boyd went a different way. And he might just have lost a bit of time there. But it's not going to be far away, 287.48. He's still going to have to charge here. 20 odd seconds to go now. I feel he just might be outside it just a tad. If he's got to stay clear, that's one thing he's got to do. How quickly can he go through this speed box? It's going to be close in this. Oh no, that might just be what's going to cost him, and he's trampling all over that as he tries to make up ground. And unfortunately, it is all unravelled at the end as he was looking for that all-important bit of speed. And that has cost him in the end. He knew he just couldn't afford a mistake. And then at the end, those two blips. And that means he finishes on 292.99. And he gave it a good bash, but just at the end, craving that little bit of speed. That's what Boyd does to you. You know that he's always so quick that you cannot afford. You have to push it to the limit. And that's exactly what Glenn was doing. And then unfortunately for him, the mistakes came in the latter stages of that round. He gave it a really good go there, but it will give him confidence going into the qualifier. There's no mistaking that, as he looks to improve on his third place in Stuttgart, and he will believe that he's got a real chance of getting points there. It was just coming out of the back on that speed box, and then it all just went a bit wrong. But still, a thrilling start to the driving here in Stockholm, with Boyd XL winning in the end comfortably enough, ahead of Glenn Gertz, Ysbrand Chardon, Mikkel Broekler, Dries de Greet. Frederick Persson was always on a bit of a hiding to nothing, but you can't fault Boyd XL. He gets into under your skin, and that's in the end Glenn Gertz, even though he was going well, those 8 seconds in the end costing him, because he went quick, but he just perhaps could have just taken the foot off the accelerator just a tad, and still might have been able to win tonight's qualifier. It determines the draw for tomorrow night, and certainly been something that has entertained the crowd here in Stockholm. Boyd XL once again proving the master and winning again. So, as the arena is getting ready for the prize giving, as we look over some of the highlights from tonight's proceedings. Frederick Persson there looking on. But it's Boyd who's come out on top. The Australian dominating in Stockholm. He won the qualifier last year in the Swedish capital. Such a great supporter of the World Cup Series is Boyd. Many more rounds to go. This is at the halfway stage. They've got London to head to, Geneva, plenty of great venues to go to entertain the equestrian community. Always so popular wherever it goes, and tonight was no exception in the fabulous Friends Arena.